This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazelton Standard Speaker.
The Hazelton Area School District is ready to welcome students back to classrooms. Coming up, we hear from the district superintendent about what's next. Happy Friday, everyone, and thank you so much for spending part of it with the SSPTV family. I'm Ken Cara, and here's your local information. Some students will be back in classrooms in the Hazelton Area School District next week, and today the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announced that students can be spaced 3 feet apart instead of 6 feet in the classroom. Here's more about what students can expect when they return to classrooms in the Hazelton Area School District from our Lisa Sugart.
Teachers are back in the classroom at the Hazelton Area School District, and some students will be returning next week. I'm pleased to welcome back Brian Uplinger, who is the Superintendent of Schools for the Hazelton Area School District. Mr. Uplinger, how's it been going, and how's it going to go next week?
Well, it's been phenomenal having the teachers back in the classroom. It's great to see their cars in the parking lot. It's great to hear some chatter in the hallways and in the classrooms right now. It's great to see them in their classrooms. We're so excited to have them back. Now that's step one. Step two is getting our kiddos back, and that will, again, like as you mentioned, will start next week. We're starting with our life skills students, autistic support students, pre-K, early intervention, as well as our programming in our CTC for our seniors. So those programs will start back Monday of next week.
And then when the students do come back, there will be special precautions taken. Will they be 6 feet apart, or can you reduce it to the 3 feet apart? What will you have to do?
Well, we're hoping for the 3 feet apart. Right now, we're set up for the 6 feet. The 3 feet hasn't been released yet, if you will. We haven't been told that we're permitted to use 3 feet yet. I would love to use 3 feet. That allows us certainly to get more students in while keeping them safe across the board. But as of right now, we're set up for 6 feet. We'll continue with 6 feet until we hear the go ahead with 3. We're asking everyone that is coming back to wear a mask in the buildings. We will provide some type of mask break throughout the course of the day. They are permitted to take their masks off, especially when they're eating, or definitely when they're eating in the lunchrooms or in the classrooms, or however the buildings have set up those programming pieces when the students come back. And every building of ours is going to be different. 13 buildings, they're all set up differently. They all have different students coming back at different times. So the precautions are maybe a little bit different in each one. So there is that flexibility throughout.
Are all of those students coming back, or will some still be virtual?
Yeah, we allowed parents to make that choice and to make that decision on whether or not to send their students back or their children back or keep them home for the remainder of the school year. The way the numbers are looking at this point, we'll have some final answers tomorrow when we meet with the principals, or a little later we'll meet with the principals on how many students are actually coming back. It looks like there's about 50% of all of our students in all of our buildings. So that does prevent us from really looking at reducing it, or at the 6 feet, I should say. At the 6 feet, there's difficulty with that, but if we were go to the 3 feet, we're fine. All students would be able to come back at that 50%. We wouldn't have any issues in any of the buildings. So we're hoping for that 3 feet.
What is there a game plan? Because we've heard of schools everywhere that children are behind. They're not where you would hope that they would be. So will there be summer school? What will there be tutoring? What will you do to make sure everybody gets up to par where they should be?
Right, that's a fantastic question, and yes, we're set up for that. We've provided parents already from grade 7 through 12 information on summer school, credit recovery. We've provided that in the past. We're definitely going to provide it again this year. However, the difference from this year compared to last year is the district is going to pay for that credit recovery for the families. There won't be any out-of-pocket expense for families to go into any of the credit recovery that we're offering. we have it either through packet work, through Keystone, or through our cyber program that we utilized last year. That'll be available to all students that need a little bit of assistance to move forward into the next grade levels. For K to 6, we'll implement some type of tutoring program. We may be able to bring back the before and after school kids academy like we had in at the beginning of 2019. So I'm hopeful that will happen because that was very, very successful. And again, I'm looking to, and again, this is a discussion we have to have with the school board, but looking to provide that free of charge to families as well, the before and after school kids academy. Again, that's tutoring with our teachers in smaller groups. It was very successful in the years past that we've utilized it.
Today's news feature is brought to you by the Cheese Store and more. Come in and order slices of their Easter pie, and don't forget to check out their Facebook page for weekly specials.
Thank you, Lisa. And now some exciting news for baseball fans in the area. The road to Williamsport and the Little League World Series will run through Valley West Little League in Cunningham. Valley West is set to host the Little League 12-year-old All-Star State Championships at Whispering Willows Park from July 24th to the 31st. We'll have more details in the coming weeks on the tournament. Now to the SSPTV Standard Speaker scoreboard. Hazelton area high school graduate Jimmy Hoffman competed at this year's NCAA Wrestling Championships on Thursday. Hoffman was the number 22 seed at 149 pounds for Lehigh University. He lost a close one in the first round to number 11 seed Kanan Storr of Michigan 3-2. Hoffman then lost in the consolation bracket 13-7 to Josh Feinsilver of Duke. Hoffman also qualified for the NCAA National Championships last year, but the tournament was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Here's our weekend weather forecast from the National Weather Service. On Saturday, it's sunny with a high near 50 degrees. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low in the 20s. Sunday is sunny with a high in the 50s. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low around 30 degrees. Monday is sunny with a high in the 50s. Monday night, mostly clear with a low in the 30s. Tuesday is sunny with a high in the 50s. And Tuesday night, partly cloudy with a low in the 30s. Coming up in the SSPTV Spotlight, we have a look at one of our religious shows, Mass for Inspiration. Next, we find out where the Easter Bunny will be hanging out in Hazelton in our in-depth community feature.
SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. William J. Bill Evanchko, age 49 of Hazelton. The Frank J. Bonham Funeral Home will announce their arrangements. Claire M. Forhan, age 99 of Hazelton. The Frank J. Bonham Funeral Home will announce their arrangements. Marie M. Kotansky, age 91 of Hazel Township. A memorial service will be held on Monday at 11 a.m. at Zion Church in Hazelton. Friends may call Monday from 10 to 11 a.m. at the church. The Crofton Youth Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. James J. Koval Sr., age 76 of Hazel Township. The Frank J. Bonham Funeral Home will announce their arrangements. Ronald W. Marhelko, age 68 of Zion Grove. A funeral service will be held on Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Harmon Funeral Home in Rock Glen. Friends may call Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. at the church. And Andrew Basil Soroka, age 71 of New Ringgold. Mass will be held on Monday at 11 a.m. at Saints Peter and Paul Byzantine Catholic Church in Beaver Meadows. Friends may call Monday from 10 to 11 a.m. at the church. The Damiano Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Today's social and obituary report is brought to you by Harmon Funeral Homes and Crematory. Call 570-788-0977 or go to harmonfuneral.com.